Hello, everybody. It's Adelaja here. Back to you today, talking about Nigeria again. And the topic of today is concede the airports now. Please, Mr. President, Minister of Aviation, National Assembly, anybody that can do this, concede that airport today. It is long overdue. It's supposed to be, was supposed to have been done 10 years ago, 20 years ago, last year, yesterday. Concede the airport for Christ's sake. President Buhari, this is not just a question of airport. It is the question of the open soul of the nation. Buhari must treat this open soul of Nigeria. Our airport, especially Murtala Muhammed International Airport, has become a shame and an open soul, rottenness of the nation. And we are showing that soul to the whole world. Why are you even inviting investors to come to Nigeria? Why do you even invite them to come and see your shame? Why are you all traveling everywhere, inviting people to come and see your country? You don't need to even invite anybody to this country until you fix the airport. Or close the airport altogether and just let them use Abuja airport for the meantime. But we know that the biggest airport that we have is Murtala Muhammed Airport. Because, okay, let me tell you, I don't need to tell you this now. Don't we know that the airport is an essential part of a country's prestige and perception? Are you not aware that any country with a badly managed airport like our own, like International Airport of Murtala Muhammed, is likely to be a badly managed country? That they judge us. Anybody that comes into our country, they just see our airport, how badly managed it is. They just know that this is a badly managed country. This is a country that is chaotic. This is a country that is out of order. We speak millions to our foreigners and to the investors and to our partners and to our friends and to the visitors, and we speak millions volume to the world just by the state of how our airport looks like. Because if a country cannot manage its airport, its main airport, not some local airport in some village, the main airport, guys, why are we pretending that we are managing anything else? We cannot manage anything else. Go resign, guys. VP, I saw that you went to the international airport, Murtala Muhammed, immediately, soon after you were sworn in the first time. You made the inspection, you spoke there, but nothing changed. And whatever change you wanted to bring there is going to be cosmetic anyway, because you need to concede that airport. Let it go. I mean, there was an airport there before Obasanjo decided to make it the big airport named after Murtala Muhammed, right? And that airport that was there was an old airport before our oil money came in. But the state of this airport now is even worse than the one that was there in the 70s. This one that is modeled after Amsterdam Schiphol Airport. I mean, go and look at the Amsterdam Schiphol Airport and compare it to our own now. This is like taking us back to the 60s, to the airport we used to have there in the 60s. Our airport now is supposed to be looking just like that Schiphol Airport in Amsterdam, for you to know, for people who are younger than 40 years old. This Murtala Muhammed Airport is 40 years old now, but when the whole idea is supposed to be one-on-one like that of Amsterdam. Can you imagine the Nigerian airport looking like the Schiphol airport in Amsterdam? It would have increased the prestige and reputation of the country. But because we cannot manage anything, we don't have management and maintenance culture. That is why the only solution to this airport shame that we're having, and this is not the only airport. I'm not just talking about Murtala Muhammed Airport. I'm talking about all airports in the country. Because can you imagine the money that has been spent to renovate the Port Harcourt Airport? And then the Abuja airport is going to become like Lagos very soon too. Until you concede it out, it will soon be run down. Thank God that General Olusegun Obasanjo remodeled the one that we have right now. But it's long overdue, 40 years, and nothing has been done to improve it. And why are we not improving it? Because we have to take money from the budget, and we don't have that money from the budget. So it's logical, concede it to private sectors, let the private sector run it. If they're going to run it bad, then you still have authority to kick them out of the place. Our airport must be on the standard of the best airport. If you dare compare our airport to the best airports in the world, tears will come out of your eyes. Before you get started, you will begin to weep, because if you are in Nigeria and you have ever traveled to any country, any normal country in Europe or America, you will discover that there's no way you will not cry. There's no way you will not be sad. In fact, making you pass through Murtala Muhammed Airport, for me, is like a punishment. It's like you are living your life with all the suffering in Nigeria. And then they say you go and experience another level of suffering, then go to the airport, to Murtala Muhammed Airport. And the ones that are coming from their countries to visit us, to them it's like, you don't know what craziness is, you don't know what madness is. Come and see madness. Come pass through that airport and experience madness. I had a team visiting Nigeria 2 months ago. These are my disciples. These are my staff. When they went to Nigeria, Murtala Muhammed Airport, they just said it's the worst place. It's like going to hell. Going to hell. And you President Buhari, you are a man of action, aren't you? Get the thing done. National Assembly, we need to give up that airport. Concede it now. Can you imagine what happens when you come out of the plane in Nigeria airport, the Murtala Muhammed? The heat that will come to you, because there is no air conditioning. It's probably the hottest airport in the world. Because the electricity will not work, air conditioner will not work. What does it cost to fix aircon, for Christ's sake? Okay, let's say we don't even have money to fix it. Give it to private managers. Even if you don't want to sell it, because the what they call them, the trade unionists or trade unions, they are saying the government, they are putting pressure on the government. That I know, to the credit of the government, we must say that Obasanjo wanted to privatize it. I think Jonathan also wanted to privatize the airports. Maybe I think even Buhari wanted to privatize it, but the trade unions will not allow them, because they are saying they are going to lose jobs. People are going to be, they are going to be unemployed and things like that. But they don't know that they are too myopic in their thinking, because right now the way it is, yes, in the beginning people might lose job, but it will be expanded. Can you imagine this airport going to be as big as the Gaulle airport in France? It will employ 10 times more people eventually. Initially, yes, to put order, some people will be laid down, but laid off. But later on, it will grow, because it's business. And in the growing process, they will employ more people. So if it is the trade unionists that are stopping you, President Buhari, if it is the trade unionists that are stopping you, the National Assembly, from conceding the airport, please, let's take Nigerians to the streets. We have more Nigerians that are interested in this being solved than they and their myopic interests. We will get more crowd out. You get more crowds out to protest for you when you are doing election. You are able to fill stadiums. Get the millions out to contest with the trade unionists and put them in their place. Because if it's a privately run airport, no company that respects itself will be saying they cannot fix airport. Only national government cannot do that, because they will say there is no budget. Even if you don't want to concede or sell these airports, get management. Like they do in Dubai. The Dubai airport belongs to the government, but it's being managed totally by management companies. Get running management company to run the airports for us, for everything. The management should be 100% private, in the hands of professionals. airport not working, no air conditioner. What does that cost? I mean, there's a shame. And we're oil producing country. I mean, the dirt in the airport. What does it mean? I mean, what does it cost to clean? How much does it cost to keep the airport clean? All the queues that we have. You know, all the unnecessary immigration and security checks. But the most heartbreaking thing for me is the touts, the attitude of the immigration officers or custom officers. They have become touts. They are touts. I mean, you are arriving in the country, they are begging you for money. What did you bring for us? You are leaving the country, they are begging you for money. What did you bring for us? I feel like those people should just be in prison. Just go and put all of them in prison and just... But they are not needed. They all need to be fired. Let's get private companies to come and get people there, and then they will be managing it. They will pay them money that they need to pay. They will be able to run. We will have enough money to pay them. We have too much problem connected to this airport. One thing will solve it. Concede the airport alone will solve the problem. Yes, to the credit of the government, I must say that, you know, the government has been willing to give up the airport for concession. But like I said, if it is the problem of trade unions, let's resolve the problem one way or the other. We have to deal with the trade unions and move ahead and do what we need to do. I did my investigation and my research before coming to do this video, and I discovered that there are so many investors that are interested. Because we shouldn't concede. I will personally be against conceding these airports to Nigerians. Either for management or for sales. Because the electricity, the discos, were conceded to Nigerians, and they just did, you know, we still don't have electricity up to now. But there are foreign investors that have been attracted already, and the federal government have the details of these investors. I know there is one, the one that runs Istanbul Airport. I know the one that runs Dubai Airport, Saudi Arabia Airport. All of them are interested in coming. Even Kuala Lumpur Airport, they are all interested in coming. But our people, we are dragging our feet. What is the problem? Let's sell, or if we don't want to sell to investors, these airports to investors, let's give them out at least for management. Both the local airports and the federal airports, let's concede them. The sale of the airport will bring money to the government. It will even enable the government to create more jobs and other jobs in other places. You know, we needs to think about the rights of people, of course, but you know, that could be resolved from the money that we use to, you know, we will get from these airports. We need to have strong requirements, of course, for these people that we are going to concede the airport to, or people who are going to reconstruct it, or who are going to buy it. We should give them conditions that they must not just manage it, but they must reconstruct it, and a large extent they must enlarge it, the airports. They must be able to finance it and make it run on the level that will be minimum as good as Dubai Airport and you know, Amsterdam Airport and things like that. And let's open a communication right now with the trade unionists. Let's begin to speak to them and allay their fear. We need to, you know, let the dialogue begin. But they must not hold the whole country in ransom like this. They are, you know, even though they might have some, you know, some reasons, some good arguments, right? And I think top of it is that people will lose their jobs. Okay, let's look at the way to resolve that, you know, to resolve the concerns. Yeah, the concerns. They might have the concerns, but let's sit down and see a way of resolving their concerns. But my biggest argument why this must be done right now and not tomorrow, yesterday, we are supposed to do this, is the attitude of the staff of Nigerian airports. Those who are begging people, I mean, even foreigners, I mean, begging foreigners, white people, for money, for $1, $2, 1 naira, 100 naira. And then begging students, everybody that passes there, you cannot escape their beggarly attitude. Those custom officers or immigration or whatever, whoever is doing that, they have become a nuisance and they have become a national shame and disgrace. Get rid of them, somebody. Please, Minister of Aviation, Minister of Transportation, or whatever, whoever is responsible, take this thing up as fast as possible. This kind of attitude cannot be tolerated by a private company. And that won't happen if this had been considered a private company. So let's do something. And look at the toilets. I mean, toilets not working, no water flowing in the toilets. No, I mean, no international company that respects itself with international standard will ever allow that to happen for any reason, that the toilet will not work, or aircon, that the air conditioner will not work. There is no reason that, we will not, a privatized and a privately run airport will not have air conditioner working. So we need this privatization urgently, as fast as possible. Please, the public, I appeal to the public, to the Nigerian public, to pressure groups, to NGOs. Please, let's begin to mount pressure on the president, on the National Assembly, in the media. Let the media of Nigeria, let's come alive. Let's deal with this national shame, this open sore of Nigeria. Everybody that comes to Nigeria is seeing bad impression, having bad impression to come in and bad impression to go. Because when they come in, they beg them for money, they already have an impression about us. When they go out again, they beg them again, they already have impression about us. When they come in, there is no aircon. When they go out, there is no aircon. Toilet will not work. It is just too much. Please, stop this disgrace. President Buhari, for the love of God, church, and nation. Peace.